demand has increased the last 16, 17 months, primarily coming out of 2018, a very, very wet year. Early 2019 was very wet. 2019 in some places was the third or fourth wettest year for that particular area. The farmer learns very quickly when he moves out into the field, if he has wet conditions, he cannot plant or he cannot harvest. Both are serious problems. The other thing that's happened over the last 8-9 months, a shorter period of time, is commodity prices. Commodity prices, as we all know, have continued to escalate, and they continue to escalate today. And so now the farmer has a little bit of money to spend to make improvements on his farm.
The demand is there at an all-time high. We were blessed with really nice weather in fall of 2020, early harvest, a lot of work days, and contractors have been getting phone calls from farmers still ever since in through the spring season. That demand continues to grow. Now that really stretches the contractor thin in terms of, you know, his calendar, his workload, how much he can actually get done in a year. But the demand is still there. From a tile manufacturer's standpoint, you know, the tile industry was stretched thin from the fall season into the winter as those workloads continued to grow and the contractors kept installing. They weren't restricted really by poor work days, so they kept going. And then on into the spring, the phones were still ringing. The demand was still there. The resin market going through what it did in the fall of 2020, seeing a shortage, then plant disruptions, increases across the board for several months going into the shutdown in February in the state of Texas, really created a snowball effect. And then having to put those sales price increases onto the contractor side really was a challenge from the contractor farmer perspective, because that is really not something we're used to seeing in our industry, is so many price fluctuations, so many price increases. We're used to going a year and a half without having to adjust our price sheets and really finding more stability in the resin market. It just hasn't been the case the past 9 months, and that has really created the biggest challenges, not just with the shortage of pipe in the industry, but not knowing where the resin market is going in the future and trying to balance out farmers' commitment to that demand for drainage, where the price is going to be at, when the contractor can get to them. All of those things go into play on making that decision and really being that partner.